Hi guys, Coach D here with DR3 Pitching. I just wanted to kind of jump on and give my opinion about the new rule change allowing a leap and kind of clarifying what a leap is, a replant, and a crowhop. So I do just want to start off and just clarify what the differences between the three of those are. A leap is an airborne drag, okay? I'm just going to simplify it as that. A leap is an airborne drag. Your back foot is just off the ground dragging, okay? A replant is when you push twice, once off the pitching plate and once off the ground. Okay? Once off the pitching plate, once off the ground. Your foot does not leave the ground. It drags, replants, and pushes again. That's a replant. A crowhop is when your back foot hops off the mound. You hop, replant, then pitch. Okay, so something my dad and I have always kind of argued about together, just had debates about, is a crowhop and a replant basically the same thing. Think about it as our crowhops from the outfield to home plate, okay? You hop off the ground, hop, push, pitch. That's a crowhop, okay? A replant, my dad would consider that a replant because you hop, you replant, and you throw again. They're very similar. It's just one comes off the ground, one stays on the ground, replants, and pushes. So they're very similar. That's why I think allowing a leap, you're going to have to end up allowing a crowhop and a replant just to keep everyone's mind on straight. I will say, crowhop and replants give pitchers a huge advantage. So if they were legal, I would totally learn how to do it myself before I taught it to my girls. I would never teach my girls to do something that I cannot physically do myself to begin with. That's just not how I do things. I want to train on it myself. I want to do my education, do my own research, me practice it, playing it. Because if I'm going to teach something to my girls, I need 110% understanding before I do that. That's just how I do things with new information. So again, if a replant and a crowhop became legal, that is something that I would open my eyes to a little bit more. Why? Because I can see a huge velocity increase in the advantages with that. That being said, I would not teach a pitcher to do that if they did not have body control. They didn't have certain muscle groups developed. They didn't have certain understanding of their body. There's certain things that you have to kind of check off before you teach people these new things. Again, with a leap, I'm not going to allow my pitchers to leap. Again, leap is an airborne drag. I'm not going to allow my pitchers to leap. I'm not teaching that. If my pitchers leap, that's one of the things that we will continue to work on together. The stress reliever that I have and that most instructors will have is that in a game, the girls are not going to be called on that, okay? That's a nice thing. It's nice to know that our pitchers are not going to be called a legal pitch, illegal pitch, illegal pitch, pitch after pitch, because that's a huge mental blockage that pitchers go through. I tell my girls all the time, that's why I'm so picky about mechanics. And if my girls do come in with a replant or a crowhop, I meet someone with that, I am very particular on what we need to do to fix it and how we fix it. I've fixed crowhops and replants in 1 week after one lesson. It's girls doing the homework afterwards and the repetition to make it go away. I've heard multiple times where instructors are like, it's years and years to get this girl to drop the replant. That falls under proper education on ground force and horizontal force, okay? So if you do have a replant or a crowhop right now and it's something that you're trying to fix, I would really research ground force and horizontal force a little bit more and making sure our lower body movement patterns are on the right path. It's easy to make those go away. I say it's easy after the education that I learned, okay? So you have to educate yourself on those two topics and you'll be able to kind of get that down a lot more. Talk to your pitching coach about that, okay? So looking up more horizontal force and ground force to help that go away. And I will say, too, my knowledge from Asaya Rivera with the foot doctor, he has taught me so much through his pitching university with mechanics as far as how to fix stuff like that. DKE, delayed knee extension. Okay, those are things to focus on to make the crowhop and the replant go away. I want to make sure I did clarify. So the crowhop is, we already talked about that. The leap is the airborne drag. So there's a couple more things I do want to talk about. I want to make sure I'm covering everything. So I'll just kind of finish this. I'm trying to sum up everything. I've been looking over a bunch of instructors, what they've been saying. I've been in these Facebook groups following along what everybody is saying about this. My opinion, I'm not teaching it. I'm not going to teach it because I don't think that it is an advantage for my pitchers. I don't feel like this leap is going to create more of a velocity increase. I think allowing the leap is just going to help more the mental side for pitchers who have one. But I am not going to teach it. I am not going to I'm not going to teach it. I'm not getting into that. I'm going to shut that down with all my parents. We are going to work on correcting it because I want my girls to throw the hardest they can with the healthiest body mechanics. That's just what I believe in. And I believe in focusing on more ground force, DKE stuff is what's going to get my girls there and not just allowing the leap. So that's my opinion. I'd love to hear what anybody else says with all this. I mean, I do know I'm still just thinking about how it's going to really cause a lot of issues. Allowing the replant or allowing the leap, What about the replant? What about the Crowhop? How do you distinguish the difference? I mean, there is a clear definition of the three. I still think those three get combined all the time, or they get mixed matched or confused, and it's just going to make it worse. So it's just I'm not super excited about this. I mean, it's nice for my girls and all the pitchers who get called for illegal pitching all the time. It's nice for y'all to know that there's still time to work on the change and you're not going to get called for it in a game. Because in a game, I tell my girls, I mean, it's game time. It's not worrying about your little mechanics here and there. It's how do we win this game? How do I win this game? How do I go out there with full confidence? Okay, so I want my girls to be 100% confident when they're on the mound. I don't want you worrying about XYZ with your mechanics. So that is the positive with this, okay? So my girls aren't going to be as shut down mentally in a game worried about this. But think about the end goal. End goal is to what? Increase miles per hour by how much, okay? Everybody's end goal is a little different. Everybody's 6-month goal for velocity, a year goal for velocity, it's all different, kind of where our time frame is. Think about your goals. Think about what it takes to increase velocity. More ground force, more horizontal force, more rotational power. Those are things that we should be focusing on, instructors, my opinion, to get these girls to the next level. It's not, yay, allowing the leap. Okay, she leaps. It's just okay. Nah, I'm not going to just let a girl leap. I'm going to tell her what she's doing. Even if it is legal, I'm going to show the science behind it to clarify, you want to reach this goal, this is how you do it. Now, if you want to do it this way, we can work on it, but our progress monitoring, our progress point is not going to be at where I think it could be if we went this route. That's how I work with instruction. Okay, that's how I work with new clients. I want you to buy into my program, but I also want to work with you. And I think the biggest thing too with buying into what I am teaching and what I am doing is also building a relationship and having that trust. So I'm going to work with people with this, but at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you my opinion, what I believe in, and that is what I'm going to go by as far as my instruction forward.